Okay, so now we'll begin with the second worksheet of prerequisites, adding, subtracting two-digit numbers. So those who do not understand what are prerequisites, it just means before you venture into the math middle school topics, yeah, like elementary algebra, working with decimals, number system, etc. You would want to get familiar with these topics that come under prerequisites. So in other words, um, this is these worksheets would help you better understand the math middle school topics. Yeah. So prerequisites are a kind of a refresher for all those who have done math in grades 3 and 4. Yeah. Probably 1 and 2 as well if you are have done simple adding and subtracting of numbers. Yeah. So it really doesn't come under the math middle school. Yeah. Because math middle school is strictly fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth grade. So these are the topics that would probably would help you, uh, uh, refresh your memory of the math learned in the second, third, fourth grade. Okay. Moving on. So adding, subtracting two-digit numbers. So now you got a 31 and a 19. So take the difference. Remember, uh, we take the difference, yeah, whenever one of the numbers is positive and the other number is negative, yeah. And whenever both numbers are negative or both numbers are positive, we take the sum. So understand this concept out here. um, So what we do out here is we know that we have to take a difference because one of the numbers is negative and one of the numbers is positive. So we simply consider these numbers without their sign and we ask ourselves 19 and 31. What is the difference? Oh, it is 12. And now the sign of the output, that is 12, the sign of the result, which is 12, will depend on the bigger of the two numbers. So between 31 and 19, remember, we're looking at the absolute value of the numbers regardless of their sign, okay? Without their sign, without their sign, yeah? Okay. So between 31 and 19, which is a bigger number? So 13 is a bigger number, and hence 31, I'm sorry, between 31 and 19, 31 is a bigger number, and we'll go for the sign of the 31, which is negative. Therefore, the output will be negative 12. Okay, so do not get confused that between negative 31 and 19, which is a bigger number. So between negative 31 and positive 19, obviously the bigger number is the positive one. But we are not looking at it that way. Out here, we are simply looking at the numbers on their own without the sign, positive or negative, without that sign. So between 19 and 31, 31 is a bigger number. Therefore, the output will have the sign of the bigger number. Let's try again. There's negative 19 and positive 31. So we'll take the difference and difference is 12. Yeah. Now this output 12 will have the sign of the bigger number. So between 19 and 31, the absolute value we're looking at. Okay. 31 is a bigger number and it has a positive sign. So we don't need to put a positive. It's understood it's positive 12. Now both are negative. Therefore we'll take the sum and the sum of 13 and 19 is how much? 32. Correct? And because both are negatives, the result will be negative 32. Okay, look at 19 and 81. Okay, so we'll take the difference because one of them is positive, the other is negative. So now what is the difference? Yeah, so we know that the difference between 19 and 81, yeah, so always take the bigger number on the top and the smaller number at the bottom, and then you do the subtraction. So we borrow 1 from 8, 8 becomes 7 when we borrow 1 from 8, and that 1 we put next to this units digit. So 11 minus 9 is 2, yeah. 7 minus 1 is 6. So the output out here is 62. Got it? Yeah. Now again, the 62 will take the negative sign or the positive sign, so we look for the bigger number and it will become positive 62. Now we have two negatives, therefore the output will be 53 and negative sign. Question 6 to 10. Between 91 and 71, we'll take the difference, and the difference is 20, and we'll go for the sign of the bigger number, so it's positive 20. 32 and 93, the difference is 61. Yeah, and the result will have the sign of the bigger number. The bigger number is 93, so sign of that is negative 61. This is negative 29. Yeah, 21 and 62, difference is 41. Yeah, so remember, always take the bigger number on the top, smaller number at the bottom, and then take the difference. Okay, so the difference out here is 1 and 4, 41. Yeah, now whether or not it will be negative 41 or positive 41, we simply look at the bigger number, absolute value, all right, or the magnitude, in other words. Magnitude or absolute value simply means the number on its own without the positive, without the negative sign. Okay, so which is the bigger number between the two of them? 62. And now 62 has a, what sign does the 62 have? It is having a negative sign, therefore the output will be negative. Okay, 23 and 83, difference is 60, correct? So between 23 and 83, which is the bigger number? 83. So the sign of that will be the sign for the result as well. This is negative 73. Both are negative, so simply take the sum of them, and the sign of both are negative, so the output is negative. Between negative 43 and 32, the difference, because it's one is positive, one is negative, so we take the difference, and the difference is 11. And we ask ourselves which one is a bigger number between 43 and 32. 43 is a bigger number, therefore the result will be negative because 43 has a negative sign. 29 and negative 33. So difference is very simple. It's 4. Yeah. And whether it will be positive 4 or negative 4 depends the sign of the bigger number. So bigger number 33 has a sign negative, the result will be negative. Okay. Right. 14. Negative 53, 32. The difference is, so always take the bigger number on the top. Yeah. Okay. So even if it was 32 minus 53, take the bigger number on the top and the smaller number at the bottom. That's how you can do your subtraction. Okay. So 1 and 2, 21. So this will be 21. And whether the 21 will be positive or negative, we look at the sign of the bigger number. The bigger number is 53, and the sign of 53 is negative. Therefore, the output will be negative. This will be 37. We'll take the difference again. 0 and 31, the difference is 37. The bigger number is 37 with a sign of negative. Therefore, the output also will have a negative sign. Okay. 16. They both are positive, so we simply take the sum. Okay. So sum is easy. 4 and 9, 13. And 5 and 5, 10. So 103. Okay. Again, both are negative. It will be 103, but with a negative sign. 49 and 54, we'll take the difference. The difference is 5. And the bigger number between the two is 54. 54 has a positive sign. The output will be positive 5. 49 and negative 54, difference is 5. Bigger number is 54. The sign of 54 is negative. Therefore, the output will be negative. Yeah. 54 and 49, again, positive and negative numbers. So we take the difference, which is 5. Sign of the bigger number is 54. Therefore, the output will be positive 54 or positive 5. So we don't put positive symbol. It's understood it's positive. Okay. 21. Minus 54 plus 49, difference is 5. Yeah. So did we do this? No, I don't think so. So minus 54 and 49, difference is 5. So we'll take the sign of the bigger number. So it'll be negative 5. Both are negative. So we know it's 103. It'll be negative 103. Yeah. Okay. You might be seeing that these things are repeating, but you see, some students get confused with negative 49, negative 54. So I'm playing around with the order. and trying to see if they are getting that practice, that understanding. Okay. 72 and 23. So we'll take the difference because one is positive, one is negative, right? Yeah. So the difference is what? Always take the bigger number on the top, smaller number at the bottom. Take the difference now. So we borrow 1 from 7. 7 becomes 6. 2 becomes 12. And 9 is the 12 minus 3 is 9. 6 minus 2 is 4. So 49. And we'll take the sign of the bigger number. Bigger number is 72. Therefore, the difference is also positive. 72 is positive. Output will be positive. Out here, both are negative. We'll simply add them. So it'll become 95. And because both are negative, the output is also negative. Out here 72 and 23, we know the difference is 49, but this time 49 will be negative because the bigger number is 72 with a negative sign. Okay, again we know the output is 49, but this time it will remain positive because the bigger number is 72 and the sign of 72 is positive. The output will also have a positive sign. Again 49 is the output, yeah, because the difference of 72 and 23 is 49, yeah, and the sign of 49 will be negative because the bigger number 72 has a negative sign. This we add up, so it'll become 95 and will become negative 95 because both are negative. 46 and 69, we'll take the difference. Difference is 23, yeah. So 69 and 46, yeah. 3 and 2, so 23. And 23 will be negative because the bigger number 69 has a negative sign. This is 0. Both are same magnitude numbers, but one is positive, one is negative, therefore it'll become 0. This is also 0. This we take the difference. Difference is 84, and we'll take the sign of the bigger number. Bigger number is positive, therefore this is positive 84. We take the difference 84. The sign of the bigger number is negative, therefore the output will be negative. Difference is, there's no difference out here. We are adding them up because both are in the sense that you can take a difference also. We can even add them up however you want to take because 0 is neither positive nor negative. All right. So it's 38. Out here, it's negative 38 because negative 38 plus 0 will give you negative 38. Yeah, 38 again. Okay, remember these things. I'm giving the order because students get confused because of the sign coming in front, sign coming later on. So here's to just help you. You have one negative and one positive, take the difference. Both are positive, add them up. Yeah, right? And then if one is negative and positive, take the difference, and the sign of the output will be that of the bigger number. The bigger number out here has a negative sign, therefore the output will have a negative sign. Okay, both are positive out here, so add them up. And out here, the difference is 38. Now the sign of the output will be negative because the bigger number 38 has a negative sign. Again, take the difference, 38, take the sign of the bigger number is 38. Therefore, this 38 remains positive. Okay, last four. So difference we'll take, one is positive, one is negative. So it's 38 and the sign of 38 will be negative because, I mean, the output will be negative because the bigger number 38 has a negative output. 0 and 38, okay? So simply add them up, yeah? 0 minus 38, again, take the difference is 38 and take the sign of the bigger number, yeah? And this is 0. So we are done with the second worksheet, 10 more to go under prerequisites. As usual, the worksheet can be accessed using the link given in the description of the video. Thank you.